folks, it is time for science. All right, we are at the start of a new week, a 4-day week, since you have the 17th off. The district is honoring the conference exchange days still, so you will have a 4-day weekend. Before we get into that weekend, however, we are going to introduce periodic trends. I'll do some housekeeping updates, and then I'll walk you through how to do the periodic trends lab. Please remember to take the attendance quiz. Most folks are doing great with that, but it really helps me see that you are interacting with Schoology and online, so please do not forget. I want to make sure that you're here and that you are doing well. So make sure you do that first thing and then complete the Trends Lab. Let's go ahead and take a look at Schoology in our week assignment here. It is currently unpublished, but it will be published for you by the time you are watching this. And there's actually not too much. We have our attendance questions and our assignments for both days this week. You're not responsible for doing any of the PhET lab this week, which is great. If you are behind, you can get caught up. If you're caught up, you have a little less work to do this week, which is great. So if we go into the periodic trends assignment, you'll see some directions here. We have an extra of the handout, and then we have our PowerPoint of the periodic trend activity. When we open up that PowerPoint, we're going to see both our housekeeping updates and then also some instructions on what are you doing to complete that assignment. So we will go ahead and open that PowerPoint and walk through a little bit of it together. So your housekeeping updates. Many of you have had some questions about the grading policy, and I'll let you know for right now. What we're doing is that final exam category is titled Home Learning, and all of these assignments that you've done last week and you're doing this week are all going to go into that category for a total of 100 points. As long as you are completing the assignments and you've done your best, you should get full credit. And I'm looking for more so honesty with this than perfection. I want to see that you're learning and you're trying, not necessarily that you know how to copy something. So, last week we did the Mickey Mouse molecule. This week we're doing periodic trends activity, that's 25 points. And the wrapping up trending 12 quiz, that is worth 15 points. Next week we'll be working with naming, and then we'll go into balancing equations, and there will be a test study guide. So that's kind of the deal for grading. I'll have more about grades for the next unit and what's going on with that. Just know that this is taking the place of your final exam category, and it is being changed to home learning. So I just want to say that if you're freaking out about grades and doing stuff, you shouldn't. If you want to maintain or raise your grade, just keep doing what you've been doing. Come to class, do your stuff, do the attendance question, and you're going to be fine. The only worry is if you are not actively engaged over multiple weeks, then your grade will be at risk of being lowered. If you're having trouble with logging in or staying up to date with assignments or feeling stressed out, that's okay. You're not alone. And let me know if you're having these issues. If you need extra support or anything, I know that it can be really hard to be doing this online learning thing, but I'm here to support you and here to give you help that you need. You just need to reach out and let me know that you want some help. I already talked about the 4-day weekend. You do not need to officially report on Friday, but I am going to keep due dates open through Friday just so you have that extra time to work in case you need it. If you don't need it, then great, take Friday off and you don't have to worry about stuff. So, we are working on the periodic trending lab. This should be right after the Mickey Mouse worksheet here. So, the packet should look something like this. It should have a nice little question of the day, and then some introduction and instructions for the periodic trends. We have a self-quiz. You can take that on your own and then check the answers. And then here are some things that we're going to be hoping to answer during this activity. Are all atoms the same size? Does the size of an atom affect its bonding? And what makes bonds ionic or covalent? So, you'll have some space to fill in this background, ionization energy, atomic radius, and then we'll move into the activity. So, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making a series of graphs, and this table has a couple of different things. It has the atomic number, the atomic symbol, the atomic radius, and the ionization energy. These will be relevant as you are graphing in the next page. So, you're going to be making 4 graphs. You're going to be making a first graph. I'm going to go back and actually show this with the animations so it's more clear. You're going to be making your first graph here as atomic radius versus atomic number. So all you're going to need to do is to look at this information here and plot it on the graph. The other one is you're going to be taking atomic number and atomic radius. I realize the bottom is cut off, but we can work with it. So we'll take a look, and our atomic number is these top numbers in this table. You'll take a look at the atomic radius. The atomic radius is the second to the last number right here. So to graph this, you are going to go to 3 and then up to 1.23, which is right up around here, and you'll make a mark. You'll then continue for the next element. So you'll go to atomic number 4, and from 4 you see that its atomic radius is 0.89. So you'll move this up to 0.89 and give it a plot right about there. In table 2, you're going to be graphing by group. You'll get some sort of like zigzaggy line in this graph right here, which is cool, but I think graphing by group will help. You're going to have to choose different colors for each group. So for the first group, I've chosen a light blue. And I'm still going to be graphing by atomic number at the bottom and atomic radius on the side. So let's take for example, our atomic number 3 again and its atomic radius. You're plotting 1.3 again. But the next one, you're going to go down the group and you're going to be looking at atomic number 11, which is sodium, and its atomic radius of 1.57. And you'll go on and do that, and you should start to see a very clear trend across a group in terms of size of the atomic radius. So, this is a very quick overview. I recommend hopping on to the Google Classroom if you're really having troubles. I will be going over this step by step, helping walk you through and explain if you're really struggling with this. So don't be afraid to use that Google Hangout Meet. The class time is posted in the announcements of our class. All right, next is you're going to be worrying about atomic number and ionization energy. So ionization energy is this bottom number here, and it's the same sort of deal that we did with the atomic radii. You're going to take the atomic number, and then look at the ionization energy, and then plot the point at about where that comes. Now, these have already been scaled for you, so you don't have to worry about it. It should be fairly easy to plot. And again, you're going to kind of see a weird zigzaggy trend as you're going through this graph. And then you'll probably see a more direct correlation when you're doing the graphing by group. Again, each group has to have its own color. And you'll say group 1, make a little key on the side so you can actually see what each of those trends are. It doesn't matter if it's the same colors that I have, you get to choose, just make it clear so you can also see what you have and be able to better understand these trends. The last part is going to be plotting the radius of the atom, or at least the last part you're using this for. And the radius of the atom is right here. So you're going to be taking this and plotting it into here. For example, and the scale I recommend using is centimeters. If you do not have a ruler, just do your best approximations. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as you get the right idea across. So this is in group 1A, and it's in period 2. So you're going to make a little circle that's 1.23 centimeters in its radius and put it into this little box. You'll go along for each one of these. So for beryllium right here, that's in group 2, row 2, and you use it in here. So column 2, row 2, this is where you're going to put beryllium, and it's going to have an atomic radius of 0.89, and you're going to convert that to centimeters, so it'd be 0.89 centimeters. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Use your best approximations if you do not have a ruler, but I do expect you to still try and make these relatively close to what you might expect. Sometimes I recommend even just making your own with a couple of tick marks, if that helps you out and helps you kind of make it consistent. Again, I will be helping you out with this in case you're having any issues. I'm available through the Google Meet and also through office hours, and I can help walk you through if you're really struggling. So, last part is to answer the questions here. So these will kind of assess what are the trends that are you seeing and why are you seeing them. I have the answers posted on the PowerPoint, and these aren't necessarily for you to copy. These are just for you to check yourself. Are you understanding this correctly? Did you get it right? Because if you got it right, great. If you got it wrong, you might need to ask some questions and reassess, and look at your work again and check it. If you are just copying this down, I will notice and I will see. Please don't do it. This is there as a help, not as something for you to just straight up copy. All right, once you are done with that activity, you are going to do what we have done previously, and in the assignment, you'll be able to submit. You have the 3 options as usual. You can take pictures of the pages and put them onto a document and upload that document to Schoology. You may also upload the picture files onto the Schoology assignment directly, or you can download the assignment and fill it in digitally. One thing of note is if you are not submitting it directly in the Schoology, there is a chance that I will not get your assignment. And I want to give you credit for the assignment, but if you're not turning it into the right place, it's going to not guarantee that I can get to it. This is especially true for folks who have shared the Google document with me or emailed it to me. It's kind of like turning it into the wrong place. So if I asked you to turn your assignment into the green bin and instead you turned it into the recycling bin, I'm not going to look for your assignment in the recycling bin. And since, so I won't be able to give you credit for it. So idea here is save yourself the frustration, save me the frustration of losing your assignment because it wasn't submitted to Schoology. I want to give you credit for your work, but you do need to submit it to Schoology in order for me to see it. If you're submitting it through email, I am getting hundreds of emails per day. So I'm more likely to lose it through email than you are if you submit it to Schoology because everything's in one place here. I hope that helps. Please let me know if you have questions. I am always available for you to reach out to me. Again, great idea to join the Google Hangouts. I have one that is available during regular class time from 8:30 to 9:30. Just click these links here. I can help you out in person. It's the easiest and fastest way to get questions answered and get assistance. I am also available during office hours. These are every day from 1:30 to 3 p.m. This is also a great time to get one-on-one help and questions answered. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day and be well. Bye.